Some dreams are big. Some dreams are small. Some dream to go from place to place. Dreams of love and ever after. Dreams and sacrifices that builds the future. Whatever the dream or step or journey, you can do more with a partner that cares about your dreams. Access, more than banking.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to another exciting moment on air where you are not just informed, but you are also empowered. Information is power. You cannot go far beyond this length, the strength, the breadth, the width of your knowledge. And that is why we are here to educate you, to give you processed information you can use immediately. If, for example, somebody comes to your TV set or your radio set and begins to tell you the Usher Index of the Nigerian Stock Exchange moved up by so point yesterday, what does it mean to you? Without him telling you how to convert that information to the type that you can use. If somebody tells you that the turnover of Zenith is so, without telling you, right, how to make use of it, or somebody just coming to tell you what the profit after tax was in a year against another, how do you make use of that information? That is mere talk. Here, we inform, we empower, we educate. You will do me a favor, please. Make a call to a friend, to a family member, to a colleague, and tell them to tune into this platform right away, because we have a full house today. When I mean full, extremely full. Immediately after now, we're going to be looking at digital currency. And this is very important because the central bank had announced that very soon they are going to be introducing it to Nigeria. You need to prepare yourself adequately before the central bank eventually comes out with whatever they intend to introduce to the financial market. Not that alone. We're talking about something that is global here, because you see, the stretch of your investment will only determine the opportunity you can get, how wealthy you can become. You see, if your investment is local, whatsoever that is happening in the local environment determines how far you can go in wealth. But when it is global, you can remain in my village, in your village, extreme part of the country, and then begin to invest in something that is located in America. That is what we are going to be opening with. Diolu Akinyemi is here, and we are not going to be asking Diolu questions that will not lead you anywhere. We're going to be asking him specific questions that when he responds to, you definitely can make use, as a matter of fact, immediately. And Madam Garba Kurfi is in the house, and our friend Aruna Kebira is in the house. We're going to have an explosive session today. You cannot afford to miss just a second of the presentation today. I will be going on a short break. When I resume, it's going to be between Diolu Akinyemi and myself. Don't change this channel. I will be right back.
First Money is Nigeria's biggest and most preferred agent banking network. Thanks to First Money, millions of people are living their dreams. Meet some First Money agents who are driving this.
Started just with 100,000 naira, but the demand became so much, I had to deploy order. It was like a dream come true.
I can confess to you that the monthly commission that I receive from First Money Agency sometimes it overshoots what you receive from the petroleum, even petrol and gas.
Through First Money, over 1 million people across Nigeria have their financial services needs met daily. In all the accessible local government areas, you're bound to find First Money agents. With First Money, we're bringing financial inclusion and the many benefits that come with it. You first, First Bank. Money.
Welcome back. I'm now being joined by two gentlemen. You see, we have great opportunities on this platform, and I don't think we should play with these great opportunities. Was it the upper week? I was looking at some charts released by Nigerian Exchange Group on the volume of trades by different stockbroking firms. I must confess, the stockbroking firm represented by this same Malam Kurfi that is on set with us now came third in volume of transaction, volume of trade for that particular week. In value, if I'm not mistaken, I think they are around number 7. So you say Malam is here. Is it the humility we should talk about, or the level of knowledge that he shares? These things are not commonplace, and that is why you don't take what we do here for granted. If he can command number 3 position in volume of trades, it means that he's really there in the market. He knows what he says and he knows what he's doing. And at any point in time, call Malam, Garba, Kurfi, as far as the stock market is concerned. I don't want to tell you some of the other things. The position he currently holds within the Nigerian capital market, I don't want to talk about that. All right? And that is why, please make a call. Tell someone to tune into this program now. You can't get the quality of people, the quality of information we share here everywhere. And we talk about Aruna Kebira here. All right? If I'm not mistaken, I've known him since 2006. He has grown so well in the capital market that whatever he says now, you don't look at it twice. So please, be serious about it. Guys, welcome.
You're welcome.
All right? Malam, Garba, Kurfi, you are welcome. Haruna, you are also welcome.
Thank you.
So we start by looking at Itana Oil. Malam, he said, because my concern is this, Malam, that Preline Limited is acquiring 60.98% of Itana. We don't know Preline Limited. The people we know are exiting Itana Oil. We know Radis Capital Partners Limited. We know Meristem Wealth Management. We know GTI. We know Cardinal Stone. All these guys are leaving. And then they now say Preline. Well, what is happening in Itana?
Well, you see, we are not surprised because when Ardoba took over Port Oil, we didn't know them. And what surprised me, these are the people that the stock was traded less than 20 naira. They choose to buy it at 66 naira 25 kobo.
Premium.
66 naira 25 kobo. More than 200% premium on that stock. And they went ahead and did it. And they are not relaxing. They are still looking for more to do. So for me, yes, we may not know them, but the fact that they choose to go into this, I believe they know what they are doing.
No,
Let me
they
tell
know
you the
what they
history
are
of
doing,
Leonard.
but we don't know them. How do we now retain our position with them? People we don't know. Aruna, wait, Malam, do you know them?
I think the information about them is very scanty. I was trying to even find out exactly what they are into, where they are, the antecedent.
The experiences they are bringing to
be
form.
able to find out. I think, like Malan said, I think they would have actually find value in it, and the people that are exiting.
They found value in the business. But what about the risk that those of us who don't know them. Malam, I know you. I can come to your firm and put money. I know Aruna. I can go to Global View Capital and put money. I know the managing directors of some of these quoted companies one-on-one. Because of what I know about them, I can put my money. But this majority shareholder coming to Eternal, we don't know them. That is what I'm saying. Is it not risky? Shouldn't I go and sell my investment there now? Or first of all, fold my arms?
Well, my concern is two-way. If those people that are coming, they want to remain in the market, because 60% doesn't give you a position to say that you want to exit from the market. So what is technically, follow the bandwagon effect, take your profit. But because we have seen it, Ardoba acquired Port Oil at 66 naira 25 kobo. We were spoiled before. When they took over, there is this provision of 5%. That's what 11 did when they acquired Mobil.
But they eventually deleted. That is, look, tomorrow now, Preline will come and say they are delisting Eternal Oil.
Look, let me tell you, even when 11 PLC delisted, they are traded in the NSD OTC market. It's still the market. So you have the opportunity to play the market. But the question is that I prepare for those who say that I want to be reduced to limited. Like what Olam did to Dangote. So everybody was taken at the same rate, and you are better off. What do you think that will remain if today Ardoba decided to say that every other person will take him away from Port Oil at 66 naira 25 kobo? Everybody will accept it. But they came with just taking 500,000, and that changed the game. And I want the investors to be aware. Yes, they are taking over Eternal Oil, but be aware, the fact that they have taken 60%, the law did not say they must take additional 5%. They can tomorrow wake up and say that I'm buying only 500,000. So what will 500,000 do to a position of 40% or 39%? You will hardly get 1% of whatever you are holding, because it's going to be prorated. So be aware, learn from Ardoba, and make sure that when the price is going, exercise your right. But in this market, we learn a lot.
So, Malam, primarily, what will be your investment, your advice to those who are watching? Stay in Eternal or sell? Just one liner.
It depends at what price you enter. You know, Eternal, there was a time we traded it above 50 naira. So for those who enter at that price, whatever the price today, they are still at a loss. But if you are the one that acquire it at 2 naira, 3 naira, 4 naira, what are you waiting? Please follow the bandwagon effect. Take advantage of the market. Take your money.
But the stock is actually galloping.
Look,
and the probability is that it might still go up this week.
Look, let me tell you, even if it goes up, the way it goes up, the way it will come down.
Aruna, what is your position?
What I would just ask people to do is, because after January 2nd, this Eternal was 5 naira 10 kobo. At a price that closed 8 naira 25 kobo, it was even not available even on a Thursday or Friday. Just like what is said.
In fact, it moved maximum on Friday.
They should just watch, and by the time the effect of this takeover has been reflected fully in the market, then because the risk that you are talking about, chances are that Preline may actually have the managerial ability to manage the place, but assuming that is the opposite.
By now, one should have expected them to have even come and then introduce themselves to the market.
But the deal has not actually been consummated. They have not even talked about the price. I think it's just an expression of interest.
All right. Yeah. But more or less, from what I know, this is more or less concluded. We are just getting to it.
They are waiting for approval.
All right. Malam, Nigeria, maybe I should allow, you are an accountant. Aruna is an economist. You just add to it. Nigeria's GDP grew by 5.01% in quarter 2 2021. That is what the national statistician has said. And they say it is the third consecutive quarter growth, and year to date, real GDP grew 2.70%. So far, so good in 2021. First, Aruna, with your economics, what is GDP? Just 1 second.
GDP is gross domestic product, is the total monetary or market value of all the finished goods and services produced within a country border in a specific time period of 1 year.
Including the pipes that are produced in Ibadan, right?
Of course, it's mentioned because you sell to the market.
All right. So what are the importance?
It is a broad measure of overall domestic product. It's like a thermometer that they use to test the health of a nation.
So now, are you saying that Nigerian is healthy?
That is exactly what the figures are telling, and figures don't have emotion.
Malam, what is the impact of this on the market?
Well, when we look at the major contributors, I can tell you that for the capital market, it's less. Because the major contributors are not in the... Look at the aviation. We don't have aviation sector.
Not a single one.
So when you look at the transportation, we have only one company quoted in the transportation. So the major sectors that are growing tremendously, they are not. The only one which we all feel the impact is the cement industry, building material. Everybody know that naturally.
And telecommunication.
Yes, if you look at the building material, you will see that by August, the price go down. But this year is different. Even in August, it's on high demand and the price keep on rising. So what does that mean? The impact of that to GDP, to capital market, we feel it and we are feeling it. Because today, in August, we are trading like Dangote Cement at 248, 245, which is very good. We can see what the price is going for the BUA and the WAPCO. So we have the feeling there. The same thing with telecom. We need to bring more companies into this market so that we feel the same.
Right. NNPC is to sell its shares. They said for the first time, I don't know whether in their history, they are declaring profit. According to the reports, NNPC achieved 287 billion profit after tax in 2020. Now, eventually, and this is as a result of the PI bill that has just been assented and has just been made an act by the President Buhari's administration. All right. Now, looking at this, what is your expectation when this company eventually comes to the market?
I think one, it will like kind of right direction in market deepening, and it will act a lot to market capitalization.
I still put the second question to you. What should investors begin to do now with this kind of information?
Now they can
begin to sell some of those petroleum stocks and then begin to save money and wait. I don't know the time, but again, it is always because somebody says that success is achieved at the point when opportunity and preparation where they meet.
They may not necessarily go and sell their petroleum stocks. The thing is that they should get prepared, get money from other sources or wherever they think they can get money and get ready to participate. It can be in two ways. It's either they have IPO, where everybody can buy, or they come by listing by way of
production. Malam, and I put the question to you. With your experience in this market, very many of the big names in the market now, you were a party to their coming to the market. So from your experience over the years, a company like this NNPC, we say we heard that they want to sell their shares. What often do you think the processes that might be required so that when I begin to hear something slightly, I should know how to position myself?
My advice, NNPC is a group of companies. And most of these companies, they can stand on their own. I can tell you from the day one they established liquefied natural gas, LNG, it has been making profit. There is no year that LNG did not make profit. Why don't you separate it? Separate the refineries. Then now, if you want to go into marketing, separate that marketing. If you lump them all together as a group company, you will find it very difficult to know where are you. Are you into crude oil? Are you into petroleum product? Are you into LNG? Are you into aviation? What are you? I think launching NNPC as a group company may not be the best advice if they will listen to me. I would rather separate those subsidiaries. Each of them, let them be listed.
Wow. Maybe they will do like what Transco used to do, used to be. You know, Transco used to be Transco. And then later, they removed the hotel. And then, now, UBA, they removed the former UBA capital that became, what is their name now? UCAP, and then they removed the former registrar that became Africa Prudential, and all, and they listed them as individual or separate. Maybe that is what.
But initially they listed it as a group. I want NNPC to dismantle those groups
before coming to
the market, because it makes more sense to us, and the price will be reasonable. Because I'm telling you, why MTN decided to reduce their per share capital to 2 kobo? Because they cannot come at 50 kobo. So what you are doing today, you are seeing Nestle as 1,400, but it's a 50 kobo. For a 50 kobo Nestle, MTN is 25 of it, because it's a 2 kobo ordinary shares. So you can see now it's trading over about 175. If you take 175 times 25, that would give you the 50 kobo ordinary share of MTN. What will be the price? Can the ordinary man be afford to that price? He may not. And that is why I want NNPC dismantle this subsidiary so that we come to the price that people can afford.
Let's leave NNPC alone. I might not follow the way. Okay, maybe let's just follow, but we just have to be a little bit sharper. Just one-liner responses. The Ultra Index of the Nigerian Stock Exchange for last week, the broad index grew 0.01%, market capitalization grew 0.01%, volume up 18.36%, deals up 4.69%, but value 33.24% down. Malam, what kind of performance is this? Particularly when you see the value declining, deals up, volume up, market capitalization up, Ultra Index
You see,
up.
the most interesting thing is the way the market behaves. Despite all this, we have seen stock gaining 37% just in a week, 32% just in a week. A Bitcoin was telling you 50% per year. We are telling you 37% in a week, 32% in a week, 20% in a week. What do? When you get this kind of this, play the market so that you feel the impact. Because if we have stock that can give us this kind of return within a week, what does that mean?
No, Madam is not responding. Maybe you.
No, I think what happened was that there was no participation of the big ones, like the Dangote,
in the market,
and they did not contribute during the week.
That said, UPDC, what is behind it? 37.59%.
I think what happened, you know that they changed their name, they unbundled from UACN.
We are now in gainers, right? That is what should be on the.
They unbundled themselves. I think they are now run independently. They did their raise of fund, I think around June 2000. I think they are now on their own. They used to be UAC property. They are now standalone.
You see, my concern with this company. This company came to the market under UACA, declare 1 naira 20 kobo, and say they are going to give you 256 for every 1,000 UACN. Ordinarily, every other investor assume if I qualify for the dividend, I qualified for this.
Yeah.
But the story changed. Now, UACN, they are coming, they are saying that those that qualify are those that hold UACN up to 7th September. And that is why you see UPD is running. Because what it means that already there is a core investor who hold more than 60% of it. The other about 30% held by UACN is not selling and it's not yet distributed. So you have less than 15% floating in the market. And now they are saying that the only person that qualify for UACN, UPD, is those who have UACN as at 7th September.
Do we close our eyes to this abnormality in the market?
Well, you see, the question is that the regulator have to sit up. Because the truth of the matter, why should you give me the information at the same time you are giving me the information for dividend? Only to wake up after marking down the dividend, you say that this one, the closure date is this.
Should we petition the Securities and Exchange Commission?
Well, you see, the investors can do that because they have their right. Why do you give me information and differ with the closure date? When they say that you qualified for the dividend of UACN, it's assumed you qualify for UPD. But now the scheme they came with it that you can only qualify for UPD by 7th September. Most of the people, after marking down their UACN, they have sold their UACN. Now they end up without UPD.
What do we do to ensure that this kind of type of abnormal practices are not so much in our market?
The investors have to take their right. You cannot give the information and differ without the closure, because the time they give the information of the dividend, they give the information of the distribution, because this has nothing to do with the price of UECN. It's not going to be marked down because it's not part of the price. It's just a dash. But why do you differ in the date?
Malam, we'll still talk about UPDC, but what is in Morrison? 32.14% in 1 week.
You see, if you look at it, not only Morrison, most of the stock that are penny stock, because those are the stock that most of the investors can play around, they gain and lose rapidly. If you look at it from the beginning of this year, majority that gain 30, 40, 50% play in the penny stock. We call them penny stock. They may not necessarily have fundamental, but they can still go up, because market move with the hearsay. Nobody can justify the rise of...
Before I come to Aruna, how do I know such to invest in? Because if you are talking about Morrison now, Aruna, if you are to use fundamental analysis, will you be investing in Morrison?
No, but
you have if you are to use fundamental analysis, will you be investing in cheap PLC?
I think why we are saying this thing is largely because, like we said, that the big ones were not there. If they were there, this wouldn't have come out as
now. If you are to consider technical analysis, you will not be investing in FTN Cocoa. True or false?
For no reason.
Now, Malam, the question I now put to you. How do I, because you know sometimes it could be very painful.
Yes.
That you just woke up one morning, analyzing the market, you see 37% growth, you see 32% growth, you see 21% growth, you see 20% growth, you see 19% growth, and then you are not there. It could be painful.
Look, let me tell you.
So how do I locate?
You must shine your eyes and also your ear.
How do I shine my eyes?
Let me tell you, FTN Cocoa traded as high as 96. Before it come down to 32. Now it's getting to 50. So when you look at it, all within the same year. So what does that mean? I know the death of the MD of FTN Cocoa affected the price. But when you look at it, the processing of the cocoa and where they are heading, so people see there is still value in this, let me get there. And that is one of the reasons. And it applies not only FTM Cocoa, it applies to Japan. Have you seen the goal of Japan? They have goal in the... But Japan went as high as 1.72.
This question, you mentioned
so
Japan.
It's the same thing. Today we are seeing what is happening in honey flour. We have seen what is happening in Kutix. They have released their first quarter result. But look at where the price is. Not justified by the earning, but that is the market.
You have still not told me specifically how to target them. I don't know. Do you have anything?
I think what we have to be information savvy. Like all these ones is talking about is those people that are net beneficiaries are those that add the information first, especially that of the unaware. And people bought anywhere at 170.
I'm tempted to think that Malam, you knew about Honeywell and you didn't tell me. So
no, the question is that nobody can tell you anything.
No, the question is that it was released to the market. That 372 million deal was released to the market immediately after the deal.
But the profit there was if you had taken position before it was released to the market.
No, it was at 170. It get to 2 naira, it get to 220, it get to 240.
I enter Honeywell this year at 1 naira plus.
Malam,
and I get out at 150. I get at 150. Now, when I saw at 172, I say I will follow this rally. And I follow it. When I see the candle, all the technical analysis is telling you, hold. Why shouldn't I hold? But at a point, I will forget about the technical analysis and take my profit and say bye-bye. Because in this market, it doesn't respect anybody.
Yeah. Now you mentioned Japan Gold.
Yes.
We could see that it still lost upon the fact that it was around 168 naira. Sometimes in the course of the year, it came to as low as 54 kobo to start last week. It still lost 7.41% last week. Is there hope of recovery? If yes, how soon?
Yes, you see, Japan have already announced that they will delay in announcing their result. So because there is this speculation of the result, whatever loss today, it can gain it tomorrow. And don't forget,
what is the speculation that they might make good results?
That is one. Two, they are saying that since they have changed the name into gold, they may likely going to announce that they may be either got a land where they will mine gold, or in one way or the other, they will get somewhere where they will do
on the strength of this, madam,
this.
are you telling me to buy more of Japan gold?
Look, let me tell you, for mere speculation, buy. Because this stock, once it comes down, it goes up.
Buy. Let's leave that side alone. And now, in the course of the week, or you have anything to say to Japan gold?
No, it's just that the gold that they have on their logo and the name they are trading the gold to have not actually reflected in their
but you have just said that they are going to announce that.
So the question that is talking about, that is acquiring the land where they will
they are acquiring. No, which you name your child. All right, you don't know when the child, who or what the child will become in the future. All right, your name is Kebira. Your father was just hopeful of what you will become in future. He never knew you would become. But he gave you a name. So they gave themselves a name. They brought it to the market. But now, at least they are working in consonance with their name, right? And when that eventually happens, that will make the price to go up. All right, we keep tab on that and we look at the possibilities subsequently. You can see, you don't get this type of talk on the television, not on the radio. All right, so you still have a few minutes. Okay, before we leave today, Malam, I put the question to you. We saw the second quarter report of Zenith as expected, their 30 kobo normal interim dividend. But I could see that their turnover was down 0.15%, marginal. Even their profit after tax only grew marginally, 2.21%, earning per share 2.21%. And you now see their PE ratio 7.22, earnings yield very positive, profit margin very positive. Number one, what will you say in one line, because of our time, about this result from Zenith? And then with these, what do we begin to expect from Guarantee? Because, you know, they are like competitors.
Yes, they are competitors, but they play differently. For the Zenith, I see the result as flat, but still Zenith has a stake, because likely they are going to pay 3 naira dividend. For a stock that is trading at 24 naira, giving you 3 naira, that is 12%.
That's good.
Where will you get 12%? Place your money in the bank, they will tell you 5%. Are you not better off to hold this stock? At least you are sure of dividend yield of 12% aside the price appreciation. And remember, before the release of the result, it traded 25. So it can go much higher later because it's a liquid stock and has fundamental. So I expect the same to apply to GT. But I expect a surprise from Access and UB because these guys, they are no longer Nigerians. They play more outside Nigeria, and therefore they can surprise the market.
All right. Now, what do you have to say about Guinness? Guinness brought the audit report. You know, some of these are the earliest comers. They are releasing their results as at June. Again, no regulator, no, they don't need to report to anybody. They just release their result. The result from Guinness is not that bad. You were making a correction that from a loss position of 12 billion in a COVID year to now 1.2 billion. You are telling us that it is far more than 109%. But that's correct. It's far more than that. They are earning per share from 5 naira, a whopping 5 naira 74 kobo decline or loss in negative earning per share in 2020 to a marginal 57 kobo earning per share in 2021 June. PE ratio, this is high, 54.09. Earnings yield 1.85%, 0.78% profit margin. I know what the response of Malam is going to be. It's going to give them commendation. I'm not going to ask from him yet.
I think it's not, the result is not far-fetched. If you see what happened in COVID, everybody knows exactly when you drink beer. Because it's you that have been locked in, that I particularly, I was not even getting out of my house because we were made to understand that even Koro
At this level now,
from
do I now go ahead and see
it just shows what they are doing, that they are coming out of their doldrums. They just make a 0.57 percent 57 kobo from a loss of 5 naira.
But all these indicators are not that brilliant. Malam, I'm listening to you now because I know
always I look at my position. If I can take my position and take others' position, so it be. And that's what happened to Guinness. From 100 billion turnover to 150, increased by 50%. How can you tell a stock that have increased their position by 50%, you say that it's not a good stock?
Is it only turnover that
look, first profit come from turnover. If you have zero turnover, you will have no profit.
And what is the essence of you reporting the turnover and your profit? Which means your cost of production is high.
Look, it can be high, but as long as you have the market. Other
you have
can
the
be
market, but the investors are not getting anything.
What we are saying, they are getting it. A loss of 11 billion, now a profit of 1.2 billion is completely different.
Which
For
suggests
me,
that
I will suggest
if they didn't lose that money last year, they will have made a lot this year. But we never could tell what their turnover and their profit level will have been last year.
What we are saying that, assuming they lost 11 billion, you will say that they break even. The same with last year. Now they have made a profit. Not even declare a loss. For me, I see the potential there. And don't forget, this is the stock that we traded as far back as 176 naira. So if it is at 31, for long-term investors, they take their position.
It's like we should continue. But you see, they've been shouting it loud, we should go. But before we go, Malam, in 1 second, your last comment. Just 1 second. The market.
We are passing end of the month for 2 days. And if you are a seller, please get ready. If you are a buyer, wait.
Right. Aruna, your last word.
Because of the liquidity that was released into the system last week, I believe that I will see a better market this week.
I want to say a very big thank you to you for staying tuned. And of course, to the management of Lagos Television and the entire crew that had always worked hard to ensure that we are able to reach you. I want to say a very big thank you. You can see that indeed it was an explosive session with Malam. Maybe we should even adopt this system. And Malam Garba Krufi, very big nagodi to you. And then Aruna Kebira, please call them and patronize them. I want to say a very big thank you and well done to my team. Without them, I cannot operate. That's the gospel truth. Until next week, when we shall be returning, the same time, the same station, I remain yours sincerely in wealth creation, its accumulation and preservation. My name remains Abayomi Obablujo. God bless you. Enjoy your week.
Some dreams are big. Some dreams are small. Some dream to go from place to place. Dreams of love and ever after. Dreams and sacrifices that builds the future.